Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gundam close-up view. It is time to get back to the MG line. In front of us is one of the unexpected MG from the Gundam Build Fighter series, the Gundam Fenice Rinascita. For sure, the release of this gunpla caught everyone off guard because everyone was expecting the Wing Gundam Fenice, which is the predecessor of this model. For a model that only showed up in the last 3 episodes of the anime, the Fenice Rinascita sure got the love from Bandai. In fact, this mobile suit is a very nice custom from the original Wing Gundam, or should I say this is more or less a combination of the Wing Gundam from both EW version and the TV version. Let me quickly point that out. The main body is coming from the TV version except the head, and for the EW version reference, we can spot that on the shield and the wing. So what we are looking at here is a snap build finished product with panel light and out of the box decal. And let me warn you on this, the sharp and crispy look of this model comes with a price, which is a ton of panel light opportunity. Lucky for us, the amount of decal is inversely proportional, so the build is sort of balanced out. Also, with a little touch up of silver marker on most of the thruster and metallic orange marker on the custom rifle, the result look actually pretty fantastic. So in addition, I also test out the technique to make the clear part more glow by applying the chrome marker underneath the clear part, which we can spot on the eye section of the shield. So as always, on our left is the box art. This snapshot captured the final fight scene from the anime, of course with the focus on the Fenice Rinascita. All the main and side character mobile suit are also show up in the box art as well. Starting the circle with the Jabara Testar, then the Build Mark II, then the Build Stray, Bear Guy, the Sengoku Astray, the Knife Gundam, and last we have the Miss Sazabi. We have the Fenice Rinascita firing both his Buster rifle and the handgun. Also, the beam mantle is fully activated on both sides of the shoulder. Of course, we cannot ignore the wing spread from the back, plus the gigantic and eye-catching shield. Moreover, we can also spot the flight mode in the background as well. There are countless of exploding arc and they are on masterpiece. Moving to the right, we have all the weapon and accessory coming with the model. First, we have the shield, the Buster rifle custom and its beam effect part, 1 beam saber, 2 beam mantle, 1 display stand, and they also come with some swappable finger. We have 1 set of an open hand, 1 set of trigger finger, and 1 set of closed fist. So here comes the question time. Is it 2015 model still a good to buy? If so, should you include to your collection? Before the release of this new wing model, the Master Grade Wing Gundam released in 2010 were a blast for gunpla fans. Having a strong fan base, it is quite hard to deny the welcome level of this Fenice Rinascita when it released. Besides the knife outlook, additional gimmick on the rifle and the beam part are also added a lot of value to it. Definitely those would be our judging point. So first of all, we have the shield. This is for sure one of the biggest shield ever. This is sort of expected since the base model is the Wing Gundam. Personally, the green, milky white and yellow color theme is very refreshing. This custom color makes the wing kit look not really wingish. The shield may look bulky but not heavy at all. There is some articulation on the end tips, and the middle cover can also be opened up. Slightly bend down the front tips, then we can see the inner frame gimmick, which we will push the beam saber a little bit up for easy access. Even with this gimmick, I would still recommend grabbing a tool to take the beam saber out. Underneath the shield, there is a sliding cover for the hand when holding the shield. Within the cover, there's a small thruster and it has its own articulation as well. Regarding panel light, if you have the patience, then do the bottom of the shield. There are many lining area and most of them are not deep enough to keep the ink sticking. In terms of decal, we only have a small number in the middle section. Here comes the first tip. Definitely position the hand holding the shield first, then align the midsection to secure it. Don't push in too hard because this secure joint is a block and slide down. Moving to the long range weapon of the Fenice Rinascita, we have the Buster rifle custom. This gigantic rifle constructed in 3 pieces. The overall downside of on 3 weapon is lack of color variation, so I went ahead and highlight some of the detail with metallic orange and silver. First, we have the Buster rifle. This is more or less the Buster rifle from the Wing Gundam, so we have an open gimmick to recreate the ejection port. This can be achieved if we display the burster rifle separately. Normally, it will be blocked by the other pieces. Second, we have the hand machine gun. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this machine gun idea is from the Sandrock. Very simple design and a swingable handle. Last, we have the beam saber. Not only the beam saber is unique, but also the beam effect part. Simply just align the section and slide it in. So if you want to achieve a similar paint job, these sections over here along with the machine gun are not separate pieces. So just be patient with your marker or paintbrush. The beam saber can be combined with a machine gun to form a second beam rifle. In order to do that, first we have to open the beam handle section and slide in the machine gun, then close the handle to secure both sections. And there we have the beam rifle. And in order to recreate the burster rifle custom, we align on 3 connection area here and plug it underneath the burster rifle. The beam effect can also be used as a bayonet. Moving on, next we have the iconic equipment of the Fenice in general, the beam mantle or beam cloth. Since this is an upgrade model, it comes with one set of beam effect so that we can attach one on each side of the shoulder. The connection is fairly simple, we just have to slide onto the shoulder tips until we hear a clicking sound. The beam mantle has a decent amount of articulation as well. The middle section can swing left and right along with the moving up and down. Both side part can also swing left and right. The range is way less compared to the middle part though. Also, there's a hinge joint which enables some front and back movement. Combined with the shoulder armor articulation, it is really up to your imagination on how to post this building. Here comes tip number 2. The beam mantle does not come with a soft plastic, so be very gentle and careful when you're adjusting the pose. The joint is quite fragile and wear off quite easily. Another thing that this model comes with is a brand new display stand at that time. Even though it takes most of the elements from the display stand number 1, the display stand is more sturdy and easy to adjust on most of the angle. And in terms of look, it sort of mimics the design of some metal build action model. So moving to the model, let's have a look at the lower body first, starting with the wings. We have the front skirt is moderately different from the Wing Gundam. Pretty slim and long. It has a double hinge joint which allows the skirt to move up and not hitting the abs. Lining is very on point and simple. Side skirt is a little bit of letdown in case of articulation because it is quite limited. It can only go up this far, plus it is way oversized. The only benefit of this design is for the transformation, which we will show later. What interests me is the back skirt armor. It has room for articulation and it can open up quite far. Of course, I'm not complaining about that. So let's deep dive into the leg. A very standard hip joint with no improvement. However, similar to any other wing kit, the articulation is still top notch. The square angled thigh armor fit in with the overall design pretty well. Plus this tiny detail on the sides is a plus. Down to the knee, I love the knee armor design and highly recommend painting the inner frame of the knee armor. A nice vibe is presented very strongly here. When we bend the knee past 90 degrees, the armor split will be triggered. Personally, I prefer the design where the inner frame gimmick is not covered by armor. Moreover, the side leg armor can also be opened up to reveal more thruster. As mentioned earlier, for this model, I painted most of the thruster area because most of them are designed to be shown up for this model kit. Another thruster we can spot here is on the back of the lower leg. Very straightforward design, so there's nothing holding its articulation. Last is the feet. The high heel design looks gorgeous along with the angle armor. And here comes tip number 3. Because the design is to achieve an elegant look, the feet are quite loose and you will quite frankly see it in this position. Therefore, make sure to adjust the feet and the angle first if you decide to pull up any more balanced crowd pose. Alright, moving to the upper body, the abs armor is a standard red pieces. It could not turn 360, but the move range is good enough for a dynamic pose. The connection is a double ball joint, so crunching it is not an issue. However, it is gonna be tough with holding the pose over time because of the wing on the back. Next is the torso. It actually takes 80% design from the original Wing Gundam TV version, but the outer armor is more angular, especially the top and the bottom cover of the jewel in the center. Definitely keep out the bird vibe, which is similar to the Mega Man X Falcon armor that I reviewed not long ago. The mixture between green outline and yellow highlight with a little bit of milky white part really form a beautiful theme. Next, looking at the shoulder, we have a gimmick that is used for transform, but also can be displayed as is to create an outburst mode. But here's the 4 tips. Do not open it all the way up because either you would detach the part or break the connection. Also, the shoulder tips can move independently as well. Similar to any other master grade in the past 10 years, we have a swivel joint to bring the arm forward. So next, looking at the arm, bicep is one solid piece. This would support the hand overarm when holding the gigantic shield or rifle. Down to the elbow, it can bend backwards sometimes, so make sure to adjust it on every pose. This extra range of movement was given because of the transformation gimmick. Regarding to the forearm, this is one of the best custom part on this model from the Wing Gundam. Not only the proportion look right on, but also the splitting gimmick from transforming are placed beautifully. The position of the claw when it in the MS mode is also right on point compared to the Wing Gundam. And also another thing I want to point out over here is the tiny silver that I painted on the inner part of the claw look very neat. I love it. Moving to the head, the only complaint I have is for the neck. It is a little bit too thin. Besides that, this is a fantastic head design. We have a very pointy chin, spiky side armor, and sort of evil looking V-fin. Looking closely, it does resemble the Destiny Gundam V-fin. And for articulation, no hindrance at all. Up and down, left and right, definitely no problem because we have to turn the head for the transformation. Before we go into the transformation, we gotta have to look at the wing. Again, the color combination is spot on. Red on the inner side wing, then milky white center. Outer wing is green with it covered by yellow on the top. It only carries some simple articulation. The inner wing can turn either way depending on the pose, and the outer wing can split open to reveal more detail. However, combined with 3 connections joint on the backpack, the wing can be positioned in many different angles. Folding up, turning left and right, also twisting the whole wing around. This is a reason why this model comes with an accent bay, because the wing kit will not be wing kit if it could not transform. In order to get into the flight mode, first thing first, we turn the head look backward, flat out the side wing and pull out the knuckle. On the shoulder armor, slightly pull the top section and split up. Spread the side tips far out and then we sort of pull the shoulder downward. Down to the forearm, make sure on the claw are stuck to the armor. Slightly pull out the back armor pieces and swing it to the front. There's a small locking mechanic, so be sure to align that accordingly. Then we have the whole forearm move up. Make sure to bend the shoulder to the front and adjust the forearm to have this position. Down to the leg, having it tilt back, bring the lower leg up front. Make sure to adjust accordingly so the leg will shrink down in length. Of course, don't forget about the feet as well. When the transformation is correct, the leg will look like this compared to the regular extension of it. Next, we open up the side thruster on the leg and pull down the connection pieces on the side skirt. These pieces will lock onto the side thruster. Therefore, the lower half will be secure. On the wing, we just have to flatten it out, and now the side wing can be folded up. Moving on to the shield, reposition the handle lock and close up the handle. Slide out the cover pieces underneath. Make sure this cover the head before locking it using these 2 connection pieces over here. Last, we have to use these connection pieces so that the claw will be able to grab on the weapon. And here comes the last tip. Similar to the shield support connection, block in and slide up. Do not force push it and risk breaking the connection. Close out this section by having the claw lock up to the pieces. For the buster rifle, close down the handle and attach through this part. For the beam rifle, swing the handle sideways and attach through this part. In order to have this mode displayed on the stand, we have to use this adapter which will connect between the display stand and the regular connection part. If you choose to just do a ground pose with this mode, You can just swing the weapon upward, then both feet can actually stand on the ground. So in conclusion, even though this model released in 2015 and it's heavily based on the Wing Gundam, the additional customization really speaks for itself. Not only does it carry some of the great features of the Wing Gundam, but also bring it up to the next level. The Wing Gundam can transform into fly mode or bird mode, and the Fenice Rinascita can do it even better in terms of look. It gives me a hummingbird vibe. Also, the color theme is quite unique. We don't usually see a green-based Master Grade model kit that very often. The only other three that pop up in my head are the Ultron, the Buster Gundam, and the Dynamis from the 00 series. Another selling point for this model is the new action base plus the beam mantle. A feature that we can only see for the Fenice Rinascita so far. If you run across this Master Grade, I would highly recommend to grab one, even if you are already tired of the Wing model. This gives out much more playability in return. So with on that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. Bye bye, and I will see you next time.